I got a cute nickname for you, the GREEDHOLE. I just take all my money and throw it down the greed hole.
I'm here. Now give me the goods. I gave you the money. Give it to me. Give me the...
Hello, friends. Trace amounts of science. Promise swears he's just a fact. Today we're getting into some r/NiceGirls. We've left them hanging for so long, and they're just so nice. So of course they're patiently awaiting our return. I'm sure. Are you excited to see them all again, Gubbins? How do you feel?
Oh yes, Gubbins ready for more sad princess energy. They stomp foot, demand love like spoiled cat. Gubbins laugh, then cringe. Bring the chaos, Gubbins.
Bring the chaos, Gubbins, and I'm sure it will be brought. I never heard of a cat that wasn't spoiled, though. I do want to point that out. Most cats fairly spoiled.
I mean, I've never seen a spoiled street cat, Gubbins.
Okay, I'm not gonna get into this with you right now, alright? We've got a video to make now. Now, sit there, sit tight, let me make the jokes, and only interject if you know you can get a laugh, alright? That's the instruction. Okay, here we go. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. Please ignore my slight outburst, and here are some r/NiceGirls. This OP says, simp trolling Uno reverse card. Those are words that I understand, but not necessarily together. She says, how's your night going? And he says, better now. What about you? And she says, I mean, it could be better, you know? I mean, couldn't it fucking always? OP says, how can I make it better for you? And she says, I'm supposed to link up with a friend tomorrow. We was going to do nails. You could pay for them. That's make my night better. Yeah. I'm gonna go bone this dude tomorrow, and I want you to pay for the nails that I want to do for him. Like, some chicks really are sick, man.
That girl deserves a spanking. And as I am daddy, I am the one who must provide punishment.
I'm sure that's like part of it for her. He says, okay, well, what do I get out of this deal? And she says, what do you want? And OP doesn't respond to that. Instead he asks, how much is it? You gotta come out and say the thing with your chest. That's how all this works. Please don't do it, OP! And I don't think he's going to based on the title, but I do hate to see it get even this far. She says, not much. Cash up me 100. You see how much it means to me tomorrow. And he says, okay, send me the details. And she does. What the hell? You see how much it means to me tomorrow? Like after you link up with your friend, you're gonna come link up with me? I'm good, thanks. Maybe she means a literal friend, but I just don't think so. Maybe it's because she's a nice girl. I presume the worst. OP says, okay, I'll download it and send it over to you. So I downloaded it, but it says we aren't friends. And now my account is new and it's not letting me send it. So here's my Cash App. You send me $5 and I'll send you 105 back so it thinks that we're friends. Aha. And she says, you're gonna send me 105 back? And he says, that's what I said. She says, okay, I sent it. And he says, sweet, thanks. He says, well, well, what? Where's my money?
Not anymore, you don't. Poof.
You gave it to me. It's a donation. OP says, what money? You just gonna gaslight her now? Oh, that's rich. Rich and creamy. She says, the $105 you owe me. And OP says, this actually works for you? You match up with guys and ask for cash and people just simp out right to you? Seriously? I bet this is the first for you. Feels like shit, doesn't it? Yeah, that was only $5. She says, what? Are you serious? I'm disputing this, you piece of shit scammer. And OP says, I'll tell you what. I'll send you $105 if you promise to get some spelling lessons. He says, whatever, yeah, just send me. And he says, I tried. We aren't friends, though. Send me $5 real quick. She says, you're a fucking prick. And he says, no, you. This was fun. Well, let's do this again tomorrow. She says, go screw yourself. You only lost out on $5 and you're so mad. Oh, can't afford to get your nails done tomorrow. You're just wasting people's time on dating apps so you can essentially panhandle to people who are legitimately nice and maybe, actually probably a lot of nice guys who are expecting something in return. But she never gives it out in return. She just take the money, disappear. $100. You know what it takes to make $100? 20 of these stupid chicks. Anyway, I'd like to see some more of it in the future, honestly. Sort of sends gender relations down the toilet, but also equals pequals. Fair's fair. All's well that ends well. We're gonna keep it moving. I feel like OP was basically a dick there, but because of the person he did it to, it's fine. This OP says she seems pretty nice, and it's a choose our first date thing. She said get matcha/coffee, matcha like a Wisconsinite, museum or thrifting. And OP chooses museum and says art or history. And she says, I wish you died in Iraq. OP says, cool. Thumbs up. That's just no reason. You're just out here to hurt people, aren't you? You match with me, bitch. Maybe. I don't know if that's how this dating app works. Nor do I care. Let's keep it rolling. This OP says, started talking for about a month. Rules you have to understand. I want a $200 transfer, everything, weeks, 5 days for urgency, snacks, nails, maintenance. First of all, I'm gonna need you to construct a complete fucking sentence. $200 a week? That's weird. It says here on PayPal that we're not friends, so send me $5. No, seriously, you could drop a super chat if you want. I'd appreciate it. 2, you can't wear the jeans you wore on date 2. So, like, first date, cool. Second date, if it's the same jeans, fine. But if you bring those jeans to the third date, if you've been wearing those jeans for almost a month, then we have a problem. Also, where's my $200? She says, 3, I want to be called a nickname. Not too corny, but not too formal. And she used the wrong 2 the second time, which is interesting. I got a cute nickname for you, the GREEDHOLE. I just take all my money and throw it down the GREEDHOLE. That's you. You're the GREEDHOLE.
I'm here. Now give me the goods. I gave you the money. Give it to me. Give me the...
It would cut her so deep because it's true. 4, I want planned dates every week and different ones, not at your place. And if there's an emergency or a plan, please contact me a week before. Yeah. My grandma died today. She's like, you needed to tell me this a week ago. How would I know? Like, you understand how emergencies work? Whatever.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me.
Number 5, love letters sent to my house time by time. Nobody sends physical mail anymore. I can't be asked. What do you want me to get, a fucking wax seal? I'm not gonna do it. See, it's not worth it. 6, access to all of your social media and we'll give you mine. If we bang, there's nothing that's private. That's terrifying to me. I don't know if you're going to be able to handle some of the things that you find there. That sounds sinister. It's just cringe. We make cringe content. That's about all I do on the internet. 7, proof you don't have any criminal record. Phew, I'm safe now. 8, numbers of your ex to check if you don't have kids or unsolved weird stuff. Okay, well, if you made it this far, thanks for playing. But I think that's the breaking point for a lot of people. A lot of people. A meeting with your parents, not in a too long period of time, to be sure that you're not playing with me. Bitch, you are the last girl that I would ever take to meet my parents. You know that? You're not built that way. Out here talking about unresolved weird stuff, you're the walking embodiment. 10, your beautiful smile. And if I wasn't eliminated because of the criminal record, I would pull one of my front teeth out right now. That is an absolutely wild list of demands from somebody who presumably they just went on a first or second date in not too long a time. Like, I'm glad you have these ideas in mind, but that doesn't mean you get to inflict them on another person just because you had them. Definite nice girl energy, but we are going to keep it moving. SOP says, whole grown, beautiful woman demands dinner. That's right, I'm independent and don't need no man, but if you could feed me, that would be great.
After just 5 hours of trying, these women have achieved what took mankind hundreds of thousands of years.
Doesn't happen all the time. That's true. There's independent women all over the place, but when it does happen, hilarious. Hilarious. OP says, hey, there's a nice place for drinks on Yorkville Avenue that I've been to a few times. And she says, you mean a bar? I'm sorry. I do dinners, not bars. I am Christian and don't think a bar is the best place to get to know somebody. And OP says, well, how about tea or coffee instead? Yeah, I just don't want to commit to a $40 thing if really it could be a $5 thing. You understand. She does it because she's spending other people's money. I don't take coffee. Are you trying to avoid paying the bill? I can't believe a whole-grown, beautiful woman as me. You expected me to meet you in a bar. I'm so offended. OP says, well, I don't do dinner as a first date. And she says, that's why we won't have one. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really feel like I'm missing out on anything. Getting to know you, the little bit that I has made me sure that, yeah, I'm truly not missing out. Maybe you should thank her, you know? Like, if you spent $40 on this, that's buyer's remorse for real. Anyway, we'll keep it moving into the next post. This OP says, figure this one out. Yeah, I've been trying to. This entire subreddit's a mystery to me. OP says, yeah, I know, I'm getting into it now. And she says, and what is that? OP says, it's quit raining, so I'm going to work on the tables. And she says, what tables? And OP says, I do farm tables. Yeah, that's really non-specific. You're presuming an awful lot of knowledge from this person already right out the bat, OP. I'm sure she's going to end up terrible, but I want to let you know nice and early that you're also hard to talk to. She says, again, I don't know what you're talking about. And OP says, like, what's in Blank's house? And she says, again, I don't know why you can't explain yourself because I'm again being really annoyed with you. This is now the third time I've had a few questions on this very topic. What are you talking about? And then he sends a picture of the table. The farm table. He does farm tables, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
Wait, you think I didn't think of that? Of course I thought of that.
It's hard getting a fucking answer edgewise out of this guy. I understand her frustration. OP says, I didn't ask for a photo. I asked for an explanation. Picture's worth 1,000 words. OP says, what are the questions? She says, whenever I'm done with this is the exact reason I can't stand talking to you. I get it. I really do get it. You guys are both awful. OP says, I build tables like that now. And she said, you already said that. I asked for an explanation, and now this is, I think, the third time that I've asked you for an explanation, and yet you can't give it. Yeah, this fucking vague explanation. You're terrible at communicating, too. An explanation for what? Exactly. Please tell me. Lay it out. Is this some kind of game you enjoy playing? Because I'm getting really sick of it. Yeah, me too. Thank God I only got to be around you people for like a couple minutes.
Why do all you guys talk like such victims?
OP says, what do you want explained? And she says, all right, I'm done with this crap. She wanted you to explain why you're very vague and terse, and you can say, because I'm a man. I don't often make a habit of explaining many of the things that I say. Was there a reason? Maybe. But I'm not going to sit you down and explain to you what it is. Now take the core message and go. And so she did. OP seems kind of bummed out about it. It seemed like a person that you were connecting to, but yeah. Women don't want to feel like they're interrogating you, you know? They want some information because they put in some information. You're gonna need to work on your communication skills there just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's probably gonna be fine. And that goes to both of you. I think I figured this one out. It's two bad communicators trying to date. Super duper neato. Right on, gang. We're moving on. This next OP says, this one was a while back. We had one lunch date at a decent restaurant. What's decent? $30 fucking sandwich at a diner? Miss me.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
She says, you didn't want to come make out with me. Hurt my feelings, lol. And OP says, well, I hope I didn't really hurt your feelings. It was a nice lunch and chat today, but I don't really want to waste any of your time. I don't think we'd make a good match, and trying again isn't going to change that. And she says, you don't think we'd make a good match? The guy with lettuce in his teeth all through lunch. And OP says, yeah, right. Okay, bye-bye. At least she didn't try to wind it back. She did want to make out with him. Even she was trying to get that lettuce is what it is.
Ooh, you nasty. You nasty.
Yeah.
Gotta hoover him so he goes home nice and clean. Ridiculous. Next post. This OP says, did she just get annoyed that I had a good year? Yeah, probably. Miserable bitches, man. What? Happens to dudes too. People see you happy, they're just like, I want to change that. Well, you can't. It's all within me. You have no power here. And then all my brain chemicals are like, hold my beer. She asks OP, what kind of momentum? And OP says, well, everything with work and my studies and gym went really well in 2024, so I just want it to continue. And she says, oh, interesting. So everything in your life went well last year? Hell yeah, it did, bro. We living out here. You remember that bad thing that happened that had us all up in our feelings? No, you don't. Exactly. Shit carries on, and day to day, it's pretty fucking cool. OP says, well, I had the usual ups and downs, but overall, on reflection, I can't complain about the year. What about you? How did 2024 treat you? And she says, oh, okay. That's pretty unusual to hear, TBH. I mean, for a sad sack like yourself, yeah, I'm sure it is. Then she says, OP, I'm gonna give you some real talk. You've kinda irritated me. However, since you irritated me, I haven't been very nice to you, and you should be spoken to better than that. So the lesson here is to be less annoying and aim higher. Well, you're giving out life lessons. Can you name one thing you fucking accomplished by yourself, by your own hand? No, you can't. Your entire purpose in life is just to make the people around you miserable, isn't it? That is such shitty and non-actionable advice. Can I be honest with you? She's not actually giving it. She's just being mean because OP had a good year. OP says, sorry, how have I irritated you? So you were purposely speaking rude to me? And she said, just by being. And no. OP said, just by being myself? And she said, yeah. Okay, well, have fun being miserable, I guess. That's water off a duck, man. Oh, I'm surprised you put in the time while she was being rude to you. I hope you work on your self-respect. And yeah, keep living your best life. Doing the thing that you know is right. Like getting away from this bitch.
Don't listen to her. The bitch is crazy.
Alright, next one. OP says, a real nice one. It's alright. If I don't answer you right away, I'm at work. And OP says, what do you do for work? She says, I'm a cleaner at McDonald's. I'm being trained to make coffees. You don't know how to make... Oh, never mind. Good for you. That's what I'll say. OP says, oh, you must have some good stories. And she said, honey, you got the wrong lady. Have a nice fucking life. Bye. I actually do work at McDonald's. That's the reason why you're single. Get a life, loser. This person's dating profile is no longer available. What? I just wanted to hear some McDonald's stories. Little did he know, I am actually do work at McDonald's.
They serve Big Macs. They serve quarter pounders. They will put pounds on you.
Yeah, get all wrapped up in the French fry. Ain't got no time for nothing else. I mean, probably not during rush hour and whatnot, but there's some languorous hours where we don't gotta wipe down the tables. Whatever, I'll go to 4chan for my McDonald's green text stories. I don't need you anyway. We're moving on. This OP says, she slept in on our first planned date, and then this exchange happened. The audacity. Her red flags emoji name, well-deserved, but yeah, it's probably after the fact. Hindsight's 2020. OP says, so, well, I'm gonna be passing out. Hope you sleep well. See you tomorrow. Grimace. And she says, sleep well, kissy face. You need to wake up and come snuggle. Tee. Middle of the fucking night. You know I ain't getting up to answer that, right? That's what she wants. It's a test. OP says, slow down. Good morning. OP says, I need a sign that you're alive before I commit to a drive there. Angel emoji. And then Nice Girl says, oof. What the fuck is oof? OP says, you ghosted me, girl. And she said, I was sleeping. I didn't get in bed until like 4 a.m. OP says, oh, you poor thing. Can't believe you sent me a booty call. I mean, that's normal. Can't come home and sleep the second I get home from work. How do you figure? On the booty call thing. And OP said, the midnight snuggle text is all. And she said, oh yeah, I forgot. Men think that snuggling is like doing it. I mean, you like each other enough and one leads to the other.
You need a cuddle.
Thanks. I need it. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lammy.
But this girl probably stank. I get a melange of fish oil and self-pity. She says, that's my bad. OP says, hey, when it's at midnight, shrug. But also, like I said before, I'm not into any of the random hookup stuff. She said, when it's at midnight and I got off work an hour before that. And he said, yeah, you know, that's a fair point. She says, I'm not going to argue. You can think what you want. He already conceded. What the fuck? OP says, no, I didn't mean to imply anything. Here we go. You see what this is? She's reeling it back in, dude. She's playing the victim, so you have to chase her around some more. Fuck this. I'm out. You don't give a shit enough to show up. I don't give a shit enough to respond. Why did he ghost me? You ghosted me first. I hope this OP's spine grows in soon. He says, but anyways, I was just trying to reach you before I committed to the drive, that's all. You are an hour away. She's not responding now. Well, if you wanted to plan something else in the future, I'm open to it, but I will say I get the impression that you're not very interested. And if that's the case, then I absolutely wish you the best. It was nice having a little chat the other night, and you seem like a fun person. And she says, sounds good. I love when people waste my time. It's the best, honestly. Oh yeah, poor you. Again. That's the only fucking card you have, isn't it? You're gonna be so miserable. And I'm not gonna be a part of it. OP says, look, I'm not trying to waste your time at all. I just thought we were meeting at 10. I didn't get an answer for a while, and it's an hour drive. Unfortunately, I do have other things I'm doing today. Truly do not mean to disrespect you. Sorry. What the fuck? What are you apologizing for?
Apologies are a sign of weakness, a signal to your enemy that you are unwilling to stand up for yourself.
You need to lay it down a lot more flat. This one was coddled too much. The real world is here. You ghosted me on our date. The lion, the witch, the audacity of this bitch to say anything about wasting time after not showing up for a date that we planned in advance for. But I don't play the little baby boy pity card. I fucking pack my shit up. I move on. Please stop chasing around these overly gassed up bitches. All right? That's what I'll say. Then Nice Girl says, you insinuated twice that I was a whore, but I'm not supposed to be disrespected by that? Okay, lol. Yeah, midnight booty call. It's fine for her to do it. It's a normal thing, according to her own words, and then far enough in the conversation, now we're disrespected by it. Oh, well, we'll flip the whole script. This is a thing that I could use as a weapon. Great. Awesome. OP's still out here simping, and he says, not at all, my goodness. Yeah, but that's not what I play. Booty call just means like a call for booty. You don't have to put it in there if you don't want.
Chris, I'm a warrior.
If that's what you got out of what I said, then clearly we aren't on the same page regarding communication. And also, you can do what you want with your body. I'm not the kind of person to shame anyone for anything they do. I will. Make better choices. Go hug your dad. Oh, that's why you're making these choices, isn't it? Can't hug your dad. Gotta hug random people on Tinder. Opie says, I truly hope you're able to find happiness with someone you vibe with. Goodbye. Yeah, it's all about the vibes, bro. We just didn't vibe. You're a simp, she's a manipulator, and somehow you've gotten out of the trap. Maybe a sliver of a spine is growing in there. I don't know. Nice Girl says back to him, you're a psycho, honestly. I wish you nothing but ill will and misery, because that's what people like you deserve. So I'm glad that I stood you up. I made the right call there. Yeah, congratulations. That foresight is really something. I hope you continue to make the right call until the end of your lonely, miserable, vacuous existence. How about that? Nobody will ever love you, and it's because you can't love yourself. All right? Is that penetrating the blood-brain barrier?
Can we watch Osmosis Jones again?
Jeez, not this shit again, dude. During the video. Crazy. We're moving on. This OP brings us an interaction I had with a girl one time. I love that title. She says, can't sleep, how about you? OP says, oh, I gotcha. And at work till 6. Are you normally not able to sleep? And she says, I normally am able to, but me and my boyfriend were arguing all day, so I got Tinder, and I've been up. What a mess, yeah. Not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. Good luck with your shit relationship, okay? Bye-bye. OP says, oh, I don't really know your guys' situation, of course, but don't you think that Tinder may not have been the best idea? Fuck yeah, OP up top. Giga Chad energy right there. Don't just drop to your knees and be like, please let me put it in. It's like, no, you have some standards to uphold, miss. Go home, hug your boyfriend. Let him be the father figure that left you oh so long ago. I think we can fix all of this. I think we can fix all of this right now. OP says, I just don't want to impede on anything at all. I respect the relationship. And for a second, I could have swore you meant best friend. I'm sorry you're going through troubles, and yeah, I hope you guys figure it out. And she says, no, it's my boyfriend, but that's a problem for you? Yeah, OP, one of the very few people left with a high moral standard, and I fucking salute him for it.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
OP says, yeah, I don't facilitate that. Again, I don't know the situation, but don't come on Tinder just because you don't think it's going to work out. And the guy deserves some communication. No shit, dude. What? This is the best OP we've had all day. Give him the crown. That guy fucking deserves it, let me tell you. Most dudes be like, yeah, sure, I come through, but you sneaky link. Tee. And then out in public, they go, oh, I would never do that. You know who you are. Snaky dudes, snaky bitches. I don't trust nobody, really. I know what I would do. I'm sort of shocked that OP chose to do the same thing. It just got me really amped up there. I love that. Good for you, buddy. But also her poor boyfriend. God damn. Oh well, not my circus, not my monkeys. Next post. This OP says she really has the audacity. You'd be surprised how often audacity happens. You wave to each other, send a message as a next step. And OP says, hey, what up, boo? And she says, wow, I woke up this morning so hungry. I was gonna DoorDash at McDonald's, but I only have 23 cents to my name until the 28th because getting the car legal's not cheap. Sad. I'm just hungry. And OP says, damn, that really sucked. I'm sorry. Yeah, eat my condolences. Maybe if you stay hungry long enough, you lose a few pounds. Hey there, Kelsey. I see her name at the top. Got her. It's a fat girl name. I'm sorry to say it. Somebody had to say it, and it was me. That's not true. It's either a fat girl or a cheerleader. Again, you know which one you are. Next post. This OP says she's back again, which implies a saga. It seems like the first part of that saga is nowhere to be found, unfortunately. But some backstory. Met this girl on Facebook dating in December. She literally will not hold a conversation. I shit you not. 3 messages in, she asked if I wanted to date her. Okay, interesting. She's Italian. Maybe she's looking for the visa or something like that. She says, hi, hey. And OP says, hey, sorry, I lost a lot of my contacts. Who is this again? She said, it's me, Maritza, from the Facebook dating. Are you interested in me? You are cute. Can I date you? Hi. OP says, the Italian one? And she says, yes, can I date you? You are interested in me? You are so hot. And OP says, whereabouts are you from again? I remember we talked a bit, but then stopped. I don't think we know each other very well, so I'm trying to remember stuff about you since we met a while ago. He says, I'm a living in place. Are you Italian? Can we date each other? Oh, yes, we'll have beautiful, hairy babies.
Father, drown me in this water. She's breaking my heart.
OP says, I am Italian. And she says, can we date each other? That's the one part. You're hot and you're Italian, and I'm Italian too. Presumably not that hot, or OP might have scooped it. I don't know. I don't know his situation. Maybe he's another one with standards. Wants to get to know her first. It's pretty crazy in these days and times, but I do love to see it. OP says, well, you're definitely nice to talk to, but I'm not sure if we'd vibe with each other's personalities. Also, you're pretty far, so I'm not sure how that would work. And she said, I'm not far. Where I live, take 4 minutes. I like you. You are hot. OP says, yeah. That place is like 2.5 hours from me, actually. And she said, I guess you are not interested in me. What are you doing? OP says, I don't know you well enough. You know? Nothing personal against you at all. We could definitely be friends. And she says, wow. And he says, wow, what? She says, you said I nothing personal again. I think something's being lost in translation there. OP says, why is that a wow, lol? And she says, you said you wanted to be friends. I don't want to be friends. That's right. I want to have 2 babies and name them Mario and Luigi, hairy plumber brothers. Send them out into the world to fight turtles. OP just says, oh, okay, I see. And then she says, hi. I know a personal nothing. I'm not a stupid. OP says, I don't even know what that means, but okay. I'm not stupid. OP says, I never said that you were. You are mean to me. OP says, how? I've been very respectful and patient. Yeah, probably overly patient, but it's easy to be patient with somebody who calls you hot all the time. You know what I mean? That does help a lot. Her only response to that is, lol. Hey, are you interested in me? Yeah, she's gonna try you every month until you say yes. Just like the nice guys. We should have expected this as a nice girl move, although we don't see it that often, so that's interesting. But I think we're just about out of time for the day, so I'm gonna get this video up, and I hope you'll enjoy it, and check us out on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, sign up on the Patreon, YouTube memberships, I appreciate you. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one, so until then, bye-bye.
何バカ何バカ何バカ何バカ何バカ